Robyn Silverman is the author of Good Girls Don't Get Fat, How Weight Obsession is Messing Up Our Girls and How We Can Help Them Thrive Despite It.
Everybody has that body bully within, that self-critical voice that says you're not good enough, you're not thin enough. We define success in a variety of different ways. It can be academic, it can be musical.
Make sure that when you're talking to your kids about sex, that you leave that door open at all times.
Anytime that we make a powerful, positive decision for the betterment of our children, we are a success. We're dealing with a 5-year-old son who looks happy, who's playing with his mom, and this is not going to cause any problem with gender identity. Would we care so much if it was a girl who was dressed as a boy? We also need to have rules and consequences around swearing if we don't want to hear them.
This morning on Today's Parenting, how to talk to your kids about the death of Osama bin Laden.
While this guy was alive, people were frightened about what he could do next, no matter where he was. So the people who were in charge of the safety of our country made a decision that he couldn't be alive. We can't blame mothers for wanting to recapture the body they once had.
Is there any justification for these advertisements?
This is sexualization of girls. We know that these girls are affected by them because we see them in studies constantly. That adult makeup, that adult styling, that adult positioning that is just sick. Is my daughter happy? Is my daughter healthy? Is my daughter successful? And probably most important, is my daughter's weight a problem for me or a problem for her?
I have no doubt that you have many students that would be viewing you in the same way, as the person that gave them the physical confidence, or at least found in them, uncovered in them, the physical confidence that had been hidden, so that they could then stand up tall. Remember, we were talking about legacy last night. That is the legacy, right? That is the legacy that all of you provide every single day.
These are the important lessons we teach. We teach our students that it's okay to fail, because when we learn how to fail, we learn how to succeed. When we learn to fall, we learn how to get up. When we take risks, we reach our goals. So you need to take your spot in front of the class. You need to take your rightful place in front of your school. And you need to take on those roles as teacher, as educator, as leader. Because once you realize that you are all those things, and that you play all those roles, and that you not only play those roles for the students, you also play those roles for the parents, then you would truly be very powerful. We are individually schooled in the merits of fat hatred and body perfection from the time we are too young to walk away or defend ourselves. We carry these messages with us like boulders in a backpack, weighing us down even as we grow up. 2 summers ago, it got personal. There I was, in the hair salon, my infant daughter gurgling by my side, when a middle-aged blonde woman ambled over and stuck her head in the stroller. Oh, look at her. Now, I'm used to people making a fuss over Tally. Even at 5 months old, she was really quite engaging, with wispy blonde hair, big green eyes, and a smile that said, I'm up to something. She was quite the charmer. So I wasn't prepared for what happened next. Oh, look at those fat thighs. Oh my. Well, enjoy it now, honey. It's the only time fat is cute. There was a girl named Annie who I interviewed. She was 5'8", a serene beauty with beautiful brown hair. And I remark about how tall she was because at the same time she was almost shrunken. There's something about her, like a shrunken spirit. And when I spoke with her, she told me about how her mother's words impacted her. She said to me, my sister's the spinning image of my mother, small and petite. I'm huskier, like my dad's side. My mom always said, tall and big bones is really attractive for a girl. I tried everything.
I was on every diet. Zone, grapefruit, the cabbage soup diet. Nothing worked. And I was hungry. And I admit it, I snuck food. So I would go in my room and I would eat Doritos and granola bars and chips, and then I would hide the wrappers in my book bag and take them to school. Well, this one day I was sitting on my bed and she caught me. And I just remember looking at her face. Shame. Shame. I got so upset I went into the bathroom and I threw up. And she came running in and she goes, "See what happens when you eat the wrong thing? Well, better out than in." So I started throwing up sometimes, you know, when I ate the wrong thing. You are leaders, so you know. So can we just call out some qualities that you believe a leader has? What words come to mind?
Positivity.
Positivity. What else?
Intelligent.
Intelligence, I heard.
Inspirational.
Inspirational.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Honesty.
Honesty. Right, we talked about integrity last night, right? Very, very important. What else?
Articulate.
Articulate. So able to get your opinions across.
Open-minded.
Okay, so those are kind of on two sides of the spectrum, right? That you're able to give your opinions, but you're also open-minded to other people. Confident. You know the way that you're going.
Innovative.
Innovative.
Role model.
Role model. So, here's the big question for us then. Who do you need to become in order to be the leader that you want to be? Who do you need to become in order to be the leader you want to be? What habits do you need to create? What commitments do you need to make? What changes do you need to make? What skills do you need to acquire? What about the character piece? We talked about integrity, we talked about confidence. This is all part of your character. What do you need to do in order to become that leader that you just mentioned all these great qualities? And if you were to sit there and really get honest with yourself and rate yourself on those areas, confidence, integrity, open-mindedness, where would you fall? It's okay if you're not a 10. Who here is perfect? But ask yourself, what would a 10 look like then? Ask yourself, what would increase myself by 1 point if I were to increase what? Where do you picture yourself in a year? Where do you picture yourself in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? In terms of financial, in terms of relationships, in terms of support, in terms of your family, in terms of learning, fun. There are a lot of pillars, I call them, that we need to look at. So where would we rate ourselves on those pillars? Are you all work and no play? Is that fun for you? Are you too much fun and not enough work on your financial? Where's your professional life? Look at all of those pillars across the board and see, what is my vision? And sometimes with vision, then we need to kind of float up and look down. And it's called meta view when we do that. Look down on our lives and take a big look at it and see, where am I lacking? Where am I really succeeding? And really, where do I want to put my focus? So let's start with procrastination. Putting off what we can do today for tomorrow. I'll get to it, I'll do it, I'll start tomorrow, I'll do it Monday. It's not that important, I can push it off till next week. Everybody does this. Your students do this, right? Your athletes do this, your coaches do this, and we all do it. So we have to be aware of it. Procrastination. Pushback. What's pushback? I don't want to. I don't want a syndrome. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. You have to do it. I'm not really interested in accounting, but you have to do it. I'm not really interested in marketing, but you have to do it. The pushback. What is leading you to not succeed in your goal? Perfectionism. Yes. Oh, that wasn't the one I added, but I know that it applies after I've talked to a bunch of you. Perfectionism. So the way that gets in the way, because people are like, hey, perfectionism, I like done well, like what's so bad about that? Is because we actually choose to not do it, because if it's not being done perfectly, we just don't do it. I don't have enough time to get it done the way that I want to do it, so I'm not going to do it. Okay? Yes, we see some nodding heads, children. So when we have perfectionism, it actually gets in the way of good. Now we know we want to go from good to great, but we have to get to good, at least. right? Something has to get done. Okay? Panic. You're just nervous all the time. You're scared if you're going to fail, so you don't try. You're scared that you're going to succeed, so you don't try. Anybody ever heard of somebody being scared to succeed? When we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people, we actually put a block in front of ourselves. Because instead of concentrating on the things that are in front of us, our goals, our vision, we wind up sabotaging ourselves because we're never going to be as good as that person. You like that?
I love that.
You love that one. Level 3 is 360 global listening. You are listening on every level, but mostly you're not listening with your ears, you're listening with your gut. This is something very different, right? Somebody says, oh, I'm fine. Ugh, there's this person at school who likes to bully all these other kids. Gut, she's being bullied. She didn't just say that to me, but this is what's really going on. Okay, my gut is telling, my intuition is telling me. Or, I'm fine. You sound blocked. Something feels strange. Your energy doesn't seem right today. What's really going on? Gut, intuition, what's really going on? Okay. Is this all making sense to you so far? She took it upon herself to go and take the new kid who just walked through that door without prompting, walk over to her and say, welcome to our school, can I show you around? That is really amazing, isn't it? What kind of powerful word does that show? That shows courtesy, that shows respect, that shows empathy. Excellent. This is how you're creating that culture.